Hello, Terry here, and we are back with Canvas Colors in the Moving City. So, in this episode, I'm just going to try to find a second ending and also try the other options available. That's why I start right at the very first option because I don't want to repeat the thing that I've been doing. Repeating stuff. So, yeah, let's go, shall we? So the last time I lit the fire, now let's turn the veil. Maggie locked eyes with Vale, who took her meaning and interjected. Are we telling Vale to lit the fire? I'll do it. Okay, and the girl raised her arms, closed her eyes, and held the attention of the room while she concentrated. Oh, she's using magic, yes. Soon enough, a small series. Beautiful. Oh, clapping. Soon enough, a small series of sparks popped beneath the pile of log, which then fizzled into a small flame which soon erupted into a full fire. Amarella clapped. My sincerest compliments to the young magician. Val stuck out her chest and turned her head to hide her blushing. So Amarella sliced the sausage, humming to herself a toneless song. I think we have already done this one, right? Okay, this time let's go outside, shall we? I presume this will help us find the flower we're looking for? I don't know. What the freak is that? That's a freaking giant worm. Aren't going to discuss that? The night sky was as it had been back home, and there was a feeling of longing within her. She looked at the glittering star, felt the cold desert breeze, and heaved a sigh. What the heck is that? She set about inspecting Amarella's garden. The moons were bright enough that she could read her own handwriting. Belle paced the page, each its own memorial, and she found the song Maggie had sung and smiled. And she took a new page and her charcoal to begin sketching up the plan she saw. It was some time later when Maggie found her. Halt. A little. Is your sister still up? Not for long. I've set a couple of bedrolls by the fire when you're ready. She missed you dearly. Okay, so we are just going to ignore that giant thing. She needed that drink, yes, as did I. Maggie turned yet hesitated to leave the young girl. It was fun. Why is she out in the desert? I didn't seize a chance to ask. I'll try again in the morning. Okay. So this time we passed that and didn't ask any question. Amarella sat by the fire. Most discourteous of me to become so taken with drink tonight, as I would fail to entertain my guest. My apologies, Vale. No problem. It's alright, your plans are pretty. Thank you, I have work to do yet, but I am proud of my effort thus far. Amarella smiled softly. It is late and the drink has begun to wear away. The pair of you may rest here tonight and don't refuse my offer, Maggie. I insist. The way back will be long and longer still in the morning. I think we have already done this one too, so let's skip it. Okay, so the option below, it will make us unable to ask the next question, so I'll go with the top and then see the other options. What is it? Okay, then let's try to press the question this time. Yet her chest was hot and she pressed her questions anyway. Sister, please tell me what is the matter. Are you sick? In trouble? Nothing of the sort. Nothing at all. It's... Amarella waved her hand as if to shoo away the question, but she slumped back into her seat, thoughtful and quiet as she had ever been. At length, she spoke. The music just stopped. I like that. Have you ever known to be a person known for another's fame? Ah. Is your identity tied to that of your family? Can one truly be their own person? That's quite an existential, what do you call it? Existential crisis you have here. I don't understand. I do. I know this because you know me as Amarella, your sister, and mother and father know me as Amarella, their daughter. Yet to everyone else, I am the woman with the vanished sister. Ah. Oh, the music is kind of menacing, actually. At home, I have ceased to be me, so much as me and you, if you follow, and it is this fact that vexes me. Okay? You of all understand that I should source my frustration in the ignorance of others. When they lie before me each day, I could go to the market, walk among our gardens, and the servants and common folk all think one and the same. When my identity relies upon the existence of another person, I fear I may lose my sense of self. Or perhaps it was never particularly strong to begin with. Maggie said nothing, but the quizzical frown on her face spurred Amarilla to continue. Oh, come on, Maggie. I wish for solitude as a means of separation and definition. Yeah, I understand that. Are you throwing away your family? No, Maggie, she needs to configure herself. She can go on like this. No, dear sister, nothing so extreme. I seek exile for a time to become me, for the thankful silence missing at home. The country here is so very quiet and peaceful. A difficult land to be sure, but I find it agreeable. I feel it allows me moments of reflection I sorely needed with mother and father. Maggie, normally scarce for words, was now wholly deprived of them, and Vale could barely follow the conversation and therefore said nothing. Oh, well. Amarella smiled softly. It is late and the drink has begun to wear away. The pair of you may rest here the night and then refuse my offer, Maggie. Okay, we have already done this one. Oh no, this is new. Maggie looked to the doorway, she held her gaze there, and then she got up. We go to your sister now. The vanished woman knocked at the doorway and Amarella turned with a start. Trouble sleeping? You seems to want to be having trouble sleeping. Yes. Too much to drink as I have. Too much to think, actually. Well, you were always one more of thought and action than words. Maggie sighed beside her sister and stared out at the moons, searching for a way to begin what she wanted to say, the way she had done since first she lay down in front of the fire. Do you regret me as a sister? Why ever would you say that? Yeah, this is other kind of taste. If you go to the other ending, and then this ending, it has two separate tastes. I don't know how to explain it, but this game is excellent at serving. Yeah, these color. It's I don't know the word to describe it. The colors, I could say. That color and this color, it's different. The color of each path it took. What you have said tonight about your identity being tied to me, was that some sign of regret? It was in a way, but never because of you, Maggie. If I could grow up with you once more, twice more, thrice and 1,000 times more, I would do so happily. It is not your burden to bear the misgiving of your elder sister. Misgivings are my job. Yet you have regrets. Regrets that I am in the minds of other and elder sister more than I am my own person, if you understand. And your solution is exile. Amarella paused and drew a deep breath. I have always cherished my own company, Maggie. Understand, though, I love you, and I love mother and father. It is other I wish separations from. I find the company of most folk bothersome at worst, exhausting at best. A feeling that seems to have compounded since living in the city, though I had originally come here to disappear into the mass. This is one of those, existential problems that philosophers have explored. I like this. But here alone under the stars in the silence I am nothing. I am not Amarella of the House of Hauxford. I am not Amarella the barkeep. I am a rock of the land. I am a shrub upon the earth. I disappear in the truest sense of the word. Men, they all cling together and form society. They collect into great and sneaking cities and gossip and grope about and tell tales and falsehood to escape their mortalities. Distraction to forget they are merely motes of dust before the march of time. Aha! It is folly and this distraction are tiresome. I feel I must behave as a doll tied to strings. Out here, though, there is no civilization to hide my fear of insignificance. One simply become the landscape and you already do not matter. It is honest. There are no reassurance or platitude. There is life or there is not. I find comfort in this, perhaps unusual. It may be the solitude does me good. I've never slept better, save this night, and I have found again my love of gardening. See? That's her exile. You could say help her, Sometimes what you need in life is just some quietness and privacy, isn't it? But for most people, that's something unachievable. It's something expensive. Now hear me, Amarella, you say that you are so insignificant. Yeah, that being is so insignificant that we are all speck of dust. In a way, it's kind of true. But here's the thing. Even though, because we are all a speck of dust, then everything we do is insignificant. And because everything we do is insignificant, then everything we do matters. Do you understand? Because everything is insignificant, then there is no significance itself. Like, does it matter whatever we do? No, then why do you take something that could then do everything you want to do? Just live your life happily. You get what I'm saying? I'm not really good at English. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, just live your life, isn't it? It doesn't matter whether you want to exile, it doesn't matter where you live in this big city, as long as you are happy. That's the way. At least to refresh my humanity, I will remain here, and I say again, this is no fault of yours or mother and father. Slowly Maggie nodded. I suppose I understand some of what you say. In my wanderings, I have often felt a calm when I am alone. But I always had a companion in training, and after completing it, I suppose I yearn for such again. It is well to have someone to share words with and to keep your back covered in the sinister lands. And I suppose in that way I had not realized it could be different. Oh. Amarella stretched and fell back onto her mattress. Lovely. A shock to growing up, isn't it? To find those you grew up among are not alike a mind after all. Are not of a like mind, sorry. Maggie fell back the same way. Indeed. In silence they lay there, staring at the ceiling for the first time this night. Maggie had a clear head and thought she could fall asleep like this, but Amarella ended the silence. As you came upon young Vale on her mission to locate a mysterious flower, she is to be your companion on the road. Until she finds her flower, yes. And it is not for the desire of children that you carry her along. Oh. Maggie elbowed her sister in the rib, which elicited a pained grunt and a little giggle afterward. But for how long will she travel with you? Can't say. Then, if ever the day comes, do see her home, Milia. I may. Then I dare say rosiness will soon take me off as well. The bed is not large enough for two, and I certainly not a full-grown vain woman. And certainly not a full-grown vain woman, sorry. Maggie heaved herself up and re-entered the main room where Vale snoozed by the dying embers. She lifted up one of the blankets she had grabbed earlier and gingerly placed it over the sleeping girl. Maggie, too, was asleep soon enough. Oh, that's a way to end the game. Orange light shone directly upon Maggie's closed eyes and pried them open. Slowly she sat up, and seeing Vale asleep beside her, she got up with as much stealth as she could muster. Okay, this is the writing part. I think I could skip this one. No, this is something new. Vale spoke up. Maggie? Huh? Could I have some paper? I want to write a letter. Of course. Maggie pulled a sheaf of papers from her bag and Vale took them. Once again neither spoke, and all the sound could be heard was the scratching of charcoal and paper, and the clang of the wheels and the groaning of the carriage walls. When Vale completed her letter, she took the flower Amarella had given her and pressed it carefully against a clean paper, folding it softly and within her letter, which she then handed to Maggie. Maggie then showed her the proper way to address it and handed her some sealing wax and stamped it once complete. Vale beheld her completed letter in reverence before handing it off to the postman. Well done. My first letter, first of many. There you go. And we arrived at the city again. So that's the end of the game. There's no new ending, you could say. But there is a new story that circles around the game, which is nice. So I guess that's all for Canvas Colors in the Moving City. It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful, heartwarming, and lovely game. See you later then in the next video. Bye bye.